Good morning and welcome to the Namaste Center. I'm Charlotte McGinnis and it is my delight today to have the day off from speaking, okay? So it's always nice not only to not have to prepare a talk, that even though I love doing it, every week it sometimes gets a little challenging to think of something new to talk about. And of course, we've got such great talent and such great hearts and souls here that have great messages to share. And we have more ministers in our congregation probably than any other church in the United States as well. So that's always a good thing. So I'll never run out of people to speak. But we have been so blessed to have, as a member of our Namaste Center, Reverend Susan Warner, who came in a few years ago and has certainly made a wonderful impact. She's serves on our board of trustees, has done a wonderful job in that capacity. She's our secretary. She also has spearheaded our Prosperity Plus program, which has really amped up our prosperity in a huge way, and I can't imagine truly where we'd be without it. But Susan is also a great speaker and musician and just a beautiful person. So today her topic is the F word. And it's not the four-letter F word, I'll just tell you that. So she's going to give us a new context I'm really excited to hear. And let's give Susan a nice warm welcome.
All right. You said it for me. Cool. It used to be that when people said the F word, the one we're all familiar with, that everybody was shocked. And even in rather impolite company, you didn't really want to say it necessarily. Kind of would slip out. But it's become more and more common and more acceptable. But that F word that we're all familiar with still has a charge. Holds a charge for people. It's got emotion to it. It brings out emotion. And so does the other F word, which is forgiveness. This holds a charge too. I know for many years it held a big charge for me when I started out on this path in unity, because it was a big problem for me. I felt really special along those lines, well, I got a lot to forgive, We can get stuck in that trap. But the thing about unforgiveness is that it gets in the way of your prosperity. Yeah, Mary Morrissey says that, so I believe it. Because she knows. And I'll tell you what, guys, I know too. I know about prosperity because I'm very prosperous. But I wasn't always fully prosperous until I did begin to seriously forgive. To just go down the line and forgive. And the biggest one, to forgive my father. And this is something that actually I only fully completed recently. With forgiveness, you think, oh, I sit down, I forgive, I get this warm, fuzzy feeling, it's all over, I forgive, yeah, I'm good. And I thought that about my father. But I'll be darned, I hadn't forgiven because it kept coming up and coming up and coming up. And really wreaking havoc. One time I burned all his awards. I had them, after he died, I had them on my wall, and I was all proud, because I was, that coexisted with my unforgiveness, which was very much buried. And I got so upset, I just took them out in the backyard and burned them all. It would re-erupt and re-erupt. And so I want to encourage you today to think of forgiveness as something that can take a few tries. And let yourself off the hook with it. Don't feel like you've got to do it all at once, because when it's been a long-standing hurt, like something particularly that maybe happened when we were children, innocent children, and we say, oh, how could anyone, so therefore I must carry this torch and I must hate this person, because by hating this person who harmed me, I'm hating everybody who hurts children, and we don't want to hurt children, right? Well, no, we don't want to see that. Which brings me to my next point, that many people feel that forgiving means condoning. And we may know this up here. Oh yeah, forgiveness does not mean condoning. But in here, sometimes we still feel a little bit of that. This knowing up here hasn't traveled to our hearts in the arena of forgiveness. And that's why this talk is very important to me. I had a very intense experience of forgiveness that I didn't even ask for. Didn't even sit down with a list and say, I want to forgive this person and this person. And oh yeah, my dad. I was driving along the road to Landrum, and I had an experience like Paul on the road to Damascus, or Saul on the road to Damascus. Then he became Paul. He stopped killing Christians. He turned his life around. Well, I had one of those. I wasn't even expecting it. It was a beautiful day. Birds were chirping. I was happy. I was going to Ingles. I was going to buy a bunch of food, happy. And all of a sudden, I started thinking about someone who was associated with my dad, who a situation was created for my dad. I won't go into it all, the details. It would take too long. But my father was put in a terrible position, a painful position, and a position that I had always known in my head that hurt him, but my heart didn't recognize that it hurt him. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, came this compassion and this knowing what he had been through in this particular incident. And I started to cry. And and it was happy tears because I actually felt compassion for him. I felt deep compassion. And compassion is that linchpin. Compassion is that thing that can kick us over from unforgiveness and hard-heartedness and a heart wall, as they talk about, and into forgiving and truly loving and being free. Because when we forgive, there is a lot in it for us. We're free. We're not dragging around these 1,000-pound feelings on our back. Have back pain? Well, sometimes it's because you've taken issues and you put them back so you can't look at them. It can cause sciatica on the physical plane. It can cause back pain. It can cause all kinds of things. Anything we take and put behind us because we don't want to look at it. Do any of you ever feel like I used to, that you had this hungry dog chasing you, walking behind you, sometimes just stalking behind you? This hungry dog that was your past and things you've done? Well, that hungry dog will come along behind us. Sometimes it'll run, sometimes it'll slink, but it'll always be there until we turn around and we face that hungry dog and we give him what he wants. Not a meal, not a treat. He doesn't want to be petted. He wants to be forgiven. Your own past wants to be forgiven. It begs your forgiveness this day and this time if you have not already forgiven your past. And many of us, just like I thought I had forgiven my dad, a lot of us think we've forgiven our past. Yeah, think, oh yeah, I'm good with it. I did the best I could with the information I had at the time and I'm good with it. But you will know if that hungry dog is coming after you. And all you got to do is just turn around, look at it. Don't look it in the eye because it's a dog, right? Give it that forgiveness. Just give it what it's sitting there begging for and wanting so much, and you'll be amazed. Forgiveness, like I said about my dad, it can come in the blink of an eye when you're not even thinking about it. And that is because forgiveness takes several things. The first thing is a willingness to be willing. Or willingness, if you're already at willingness with this person, place, situation, or yourself. And then it takes intention. And once your intention is in place, the universe goes, okay, this person really is wanting to forgive. This person's really serious about it. And as long as you hold it in your heart as your intention and you really see the value in forgiving, what happened to me can happen to you with the most horrific of things to forgive. Because, this life is tough and sometimes we got some stuff that's really, really hard. But even that can be forgiven if you just set your intention. Make a ceremony. Ceremony is good for forgiving. Do all these different things, but then let it go. Just let it go. And you will have your forgiveness. You certainly will. There are easy ways to break into forgiving. Start small. Start with a little thing. Somebody cuts you off in traffic, forgive it. You're good. So a clerk is rude to you at the grocery store, forgive it. It's okay. She's having a bad day. He's having a bad day. The little things, a friend insults you, you let it go, you forgive. You practice. Because it's not that hard to practice with little things. It's like learning, to play the guitar. You do twinkle, twinkle, little star till you think you're going to die and your fingers are going to drop off. And forgiveness is just exactly the same way. And you get really good at it, and then you move on. You move up to the people who really trip your trigger, to the ones who there's a huge charge around forgiving them. And as you go and do this, you get better and better, just like anything else. And then one day you will find yourself forgiving everything. And you will be free. Oh yeah, stuff's still going to come up. Yeah, you're still going to have, oh no, you're not going to probably get to that place where there's never anything. I mean, some of you may, I shouldn't say that, but you know, it's pretty much an ongoing thing. You know, but they're going to get smaller and smaller. And your ability is going to get quicker and quicker. And you're just going to forgive that, let that go. And you're going to be amazed at how free you are. And it's going to free up your energy, all this stopped up energy that you use, toting around all this heavy unforgiveness. It's going to be free. And it's going to do this very important thing for your prosperity. It's going to put you in a higher vibrational state. Because when we're in a higher vibrational state, we attract our good. We draw it to us. You can't keep it away. When you're in a high vibrational state, it's coming. You know, you just get ready for your prosperity. Emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, every kind of prosperity. Just get ready for it when you are in that high vibrational state. Because you can't get there from here. A problem cannot be solved at the level at which it was created. Einstein told us this, and it's very true. But when you're in that high vibrational state, you bet your problems just will begin to resolve. Your life will be lived on a higher level. You will be on a higher order of living, and you will be amazed. And forgiveness is just one part of this. You know, prosperity is my favorite thing, and I love to talk about it. But since I had this personal miracle with forgiving my dad, I see how important it is. And it's like Charlotte quotes the Course directly and Terry paraphrases it. When you forgive the past, you get to keep the good stuff. And I get to keep the good stuff about my father, all his many accomplishments, his intelligence, my genetics, all the good things that I got from him that I was just pushing away before because I was like, I don't want anything to do with you. You know, and now it's like Christmas. I get all this good stuff and I get to have a dad again. So, happened to me, it could happen to you. In the Buddhist tradition, there is this thing called the loving kindness meditation. Have any of you ever heard of that? Yeah, it's great. Well, we're going to do a version of that. Mary Morrissey asked the Dalai Lama, how in the world do you deal with the Chinese government after everything they've done to you and your people? And he said, well, you know, Mary, you have friends and you have special friends. And those special friends are the ones that cause you to grow into a higher expression of love and compassion. And he said, the Chinese government is my special friend. So we all have those special friends. I don't know, we may always have them, you know, there may be ones popping up, but we have a way to deal with those. And I'm going to take you through just a variation of this meditation, a musical variation of this. Oh, before we start, I'd like to do a little test to see if everybody really needs to do any forgiveness work. Okay, real quick, close your eyes. Get really comfortable. Get in a nice meditative state, feet flat on the floor, spine nice and straight, comfy, cozy. Okay. Now breathe. Okay, was everybody able to breathe? You got forgiveness work to do then. All righty, now just go on back to that quiet meditative state and close your eyes. I'm not a pushy person, so, you know, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. Just sit there and be entertained, that's fine with me. Or you can take it home and you can do it later. Don't be afraid to try this at home, it's not dangerous. First, I'd like you to just get real relaxed and get in touch with your heart. All that love in there. And give it to yourself as a gift. Let it wash over you from head to toe. Beautiful love, give it to yourself. And now I'd like you to let the image of someone you really love take over. Oh, somebody who's not a special friend, they're easy to love. And just send your love to this person. And as I play this song, just let these words be your words to this person if you choose. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need would be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Very nice. And now let that image become an image of someone you don't know very well. It could be the cashier at Ingles. It could be your bank teller. It could be somebody here at the center you don't know really well. And send that love to them. I need you. You need me. We're all part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need would be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Okay, you knew this was coming. It's time for those sacred friends. Those ones that, up until this day, you haven't forgiven yet. Could be yourself. I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need would be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Stay with it. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive. It is God's will that every need would be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. anyone felt a shift, change, an awakening during that song, good for you. Enjoy your new freedom. And if you didn't, like I said earlier, don't be afraid to try this at home. It's not dangerous. Namaste and thank you.